call to order of a regular meeting of Goodyear City Council, 12 April 2010. Would you please join Councilmember Loretano in the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, we ask that you give us the strength and the courage to make the decisions best for our community, and that you bless all of our citizens and those in the state of Arizona and the United States and those serving abroad. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Vice Mayor Lord will not be with us this evening. She's on a business trip with GPEC. Could I have a motion to...
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Vice Mayor Cavalier and a second from Councilmember Souza. All those in favor signify by stating aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, 6-0. We have expenditures to approve and ratify for February. Does anybody have any comment on the expenditures or questions?
Mr. Mayor.
I got a motion from...
I have some comments.
Oh, okay.
Some questions.
Okay.
The Barton Mello Company, construction in progress. I thought we were through with that. Is that still ongoing? I thought that was when they finished the Reds Club house area. I thought that was the end of that.
I'll have to check, Mr. Cavalier, and let you know, because I'm not familiar with that payment, but I will check it.
Okay, because I was told that the last payment that came in on that was our last payment to them. And then on the next page, page 12, the Connecticut General Life Insurance dental insurance policy, that payment of $34,266, is that a monthly, quarterly, 6-month, yearly? What is that?
Again, I'm sorry I can't answer that question. I will let you know, though, what it is.
Okay, because we need to know how much we're paying for dental insurance. I think that was the only one. Oh, no, I had one more. Yeah, Storage Depot LLC is just small items, $2,809, but why are we paying for storage rental units when I thought we had enough room here to store within the facilities that we have on site?
As I recall, Mr. Cavalier, we don't have enough storage. We're at using 11 storage units, and I know that we have now cut it down to 6, I believe. Okay. But I will have to get more specific than that with you and send you a memorandum. And
please, would you're addressing my father, who's passed away and not here anymore, and I'm not Mr. Cavalier.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I have still a motion from Councilmember Souza to accept the expenditures. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second from Councilmember Loretano. All those in favor of ratifying the expenditures as listed, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. We have actually one item is on the agenda for communications, but we have two, and Deborah will get to you next. But first, I'd like Councilmember Osborne, if she'd make our presentation for us.
Yes, sir. I would like to present to the City of Goodyear for our Hall of Fame the Pop Warner Far West Jets national champions have given us their picture and their awards so we can put on our wall and proudly show it to our city. So there it is.
Thank you very much. Luke Alpert, now.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Tonight I'm pleased to introduce Deborah Unjum, who is the founder and race director for the Arizona Marathon, the IMS Arizona Marathon, who held their second annual event this year, and it was a very big success. With that, I'll turn over to Deborah, and she can talk about the race.
Oh, cool. Oh, this is very nice.
I feel like Luke's one of our committee members because we meet so much during the planning of the marathon. Thanks, Luke. The IMS Arizona Marathon is our title sponsor, Integrated Medical Services, and our in-kind title sponsor is the West Valley Magazine. This year, we doubled our numbers. We doubled our numbers in participants. We went from 588 to over 1,000. We doubled our numbers in donations to the community. Last year, we gave $10,000, and this year we're giving over 20. With the $20,000, almost half of it is staying in the city of Goodyear. So I thought you guys might be happy about that. We have 28 states that are represented and 3 different countries. I put a magazine in front of you, the West Valley Magazine, again, our in-kind sponsor, and it lets you know a few things. And before I go any farther, if you turn back about 4 pages, Councilmember Osborne has 2 pages here, just in case. Don't want you to miss that. It tells you a lot about the run. His first, Joshua Gass, is a Goodyear resident, and we were able to give the Leukemia Lymphoma Society this year over $4,000. We were very excited about that, and so was the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Of all the pictures that you see here, 2 of the pictures at the bottom are men from Colorado. They run for the Army team. They used our race as a training run, and they ran 13 miles in 67 minutes. They were training for the Olympics to qualify at the LA Marathon, which was really neat. The guys here in the yellow on the second page are from Florida. He's in the middle of chemo. He wanted to run the marathon, and his doctor said no. He comes to Goodyear to visit family and friends. So he ran the half marathon, and he did it in approximately 2 hours. So as you can see, from 28 states and 3 countries, I can't stop shaking today. It must be the caffeine free. So anyway, we just want to let you know that everyone that comes through, they love running through Goodyear, and Mayor Kavanaugh leads the race on his bicycle, and that's pretty exciting too for him to come out on Valentine's Day with his wife to lead us on. And we have all the mayors and all the cities that we run through come out at the finish line in award ceremonies. And we have partnerships with everybody. And one of our partnerships that I would like to explain of our growth this year was the Cancer Treatment Center of America. We brought on a 5K at Westgate City Center. First year, we had over 200 participants in that 5K. It's a non-competitive 5K. So now our race has everything from a 1 mile to 26 miles. And the goal is, again, is to put your shoes on, get out and start walking your streets in your city. I would like to introduce, if you don't know already, Jen Barber from Goodyear in Action. And she took on board this year the Fit Kids, and I will let Jen explain that to you.
Good evening, Mayor Kavanaugh and members of council. I'm Jennifer Barber, the Vice President and Program Chair of Goodyear in Action. We are a 501c3 health and wellness organization here in Goodyear. Earlier this year, Deborah Unjum and the IMS Arizona Marathon asked us to partner with them and run the operations of the Fit Kids Fun Run. It was a wonderful opportunity for our new organization. And as you know, Deborah, we are incredibly grateful for this partnership. On February 13th, roughly 150 children ran the course at Western Sky Middle School. I was surprised to see how many parents actually ran with their children, too. Deborah made it possible for each child to win one of these medals for participating. And that's always kind of the key to get them to come, and they were very happy about it. We're already planning to grow this event next spring. Goodyear in Action also wants to thank the several members of the Goodyear Fire Department and the Goodyear Police Department who plan and helped make the Fit Kids Fun Run a memorable day for the kids as well. Jason Costello lined up quite a few officers, and Craig Artrip and Zach Renschler pulled together firefighters, and they all served as the fit role models for the Fit Kids Fun Run. The officers and the firefighters got the kids warmed up, they ran them through the course, and I mean, they really ran with the kids. I don't know that they were expecting that, but they did a great job. Collaboration is the key to our success at Goodyear in Action. We especially want to thank the City of Goodyear for all of your support, and I can't even list the number of things that you've done for us. And we'd like to thank Mike Svets for always guiding us in the right direction. And we especially want to thank Deborah Unjum and the IMS Arizona Marathon for promoting healthy living in our All-America city. Thank you.
And what Jen failed to tell you is that the kids actually got 4 different little medals through it. So to motivate them to run a block, they got a little B. To motivate them to run a block. So it was lots of fun for them. Before we go any farther, I just wanted to bring to your attention that you might have noticed here we have 2 surprises tonight. And my committee as over half of our participants come from Goodyear, almost half the funds go to Goodyear, and over half the committee is from Goodyear. We have Rachel Reese from the Walmarts, and she represents all the Walmarts in Avondale, Goodyear, and Glendale. We have Jay Mathias, local Goodyear resident. Karen Melissa is also a Goodyear resident and a Goodyear teacher at Western Sky Middle School. And, we have a Litchfield Park person, Kevin Crawley, and he also is the owner of a marketing company here locally, and another Goodyear resident, Kevin Elliott. So our first surprise tonight, is surprise to everybody, is our committee is going to present Goodyear in action with a $500 check. That's why it's not noted on the form in front of you, because Jen didn't know we were giving her money tonight. And to wrap it up, we have a big surprise tonight, is we also sponsor a scholarship. Our scholarship requirement is you have to do something in the medical field, veterinarian, whatever you choose, nurse, PA, and we actually are awarding 2 scholarships this evening. Our first scholarship is to Amanda Skinner. She is a recipient of a $2,000 scholarship. Amanda, can you come forward, please? And Aisha, why don't you come with her so she doesn't have to stand by herself? Amanda is a student at Millennium High School, and we're very happy to award her. It's a cumulative total of $2,000 over the course of 4 years. She was our top winner, and the reason she was is not just because she's really, really smart. We expect that out of her. But her essay said, "Why I want to be a nurse. My sister has suffered through many medical problems growing up. The way she was treated by nurses in the hospital has greatly influenced my decision to become a nurse. They showed her love, compassion, and what I hope to do in the future to those I treat and help." So, Amanda, will you tell us a little about yourself? You can use the microphone, really, and shake like I am.
Like you said, I'm Amanda Skinner. I go to Millennium High School, where I'm a senior. Next year, I hope to go to the University of Arizona and major in nursing and just help as many people as I can.
And just to let you know, they just found out that they were the winners tonight at 5 p.m. So they dressed up quick and came out for us. They were real troopers. Again, Integrated Medical Services Foundation's requirement of being something in the medical field is a pretty loose requirement. After we had our committee of scholarship people come together, and they were talking about a scholarship that they award called We're Taking a Chance on You. I got an application in late, and this application happened to be Aisha's application. And I kept thinking about that title, and it just wasn't a title, we're taking a chance on you. It was just okay with me. And after I read Aisha's scholarship essay, I said, this is the name of our other scholarship, and it is actually awarded to Aisha. Aisha says in her letter, as she's gone through several hardships that we wouldn't want any of our children to go through, as a junior and senior this year, my grades weren't the best. They were the best. I didn't get anything lower than a B on my report card, and that's because when I moved from Nebraska, my dad and my stepmom believed in me, and they taught me how to believe in myself. And somehow I'm going to make it through life. And Aisha is the first person in her family to go to college. And we are very, very proud to now have Integrated Medical Services, and actually they don't even know about this yet, Foundation Scholarship for Aisha, because we believe in Aisha. She started with C's, D's, and F's her freshman year. She got an F in English composition. Her senior year, she took an A in honors English. We are very proud of Aisha. And Aisha, would you come forward and tell them where you're going to school?
I'm Aisha. I plan to go to Grand Canyon University. As a freshman, I didn't have any hopes or goals for my life. But as she said, I moved here to Arizona, and I plan to go to Grand Canyon University and major in athletic training.
So as you can see, we are very, very proud of the stars. We're putting our future in their hands, and I don't think we could handpick anyone better than these two girls, Amanda and Aisha. Thank you very much, the City of Goodyear, for continuing to sponsor our event, your firemen, your policemen, the council, the mayor. We appreciate your partnership. Thank you. And would you like to have your picture taken when we present the Goodyear in Action check, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Everybody.
You want all of us or just the mayor?
Yes, no. The mayor's important, but so are you. Dr. Cavalier. Can we have our scholarship girls hold it? And Jen, you stand in the middle because you are Goodyear in Action, huh? All right, shall we start? Can you guys squeeze in? Yeah. Squeezing in, squeeze. Kevin, can you get someone else to take it so you could be in it? Come on, someone should take it, huh? I'm so bad, aren't I? You got us all. Take two, because it always works better. And I did forget to embarrass Mark Taylor. He did the 13 miles.
Deborah, we all want to be there. More for you. Jen, thank you all for contributing your action to this effort. But could you ask the final your committee if they stand up so we can...
That's a great idea. We're going to run 5 miles after this, and I'm not quite dressed like school.
Did you know the photographer is we have 3 pictures?
Okay, it's now an opportunity for anyone to address the council on any subject which is not on this evening's agenda. So would anyone like to talk to us about a non-agenda item?
I do have one speaker card.
Okay.
Oh, it gives another one.
Ron Quillen.
Got another one, too, I think.
Mr. Mayor, council member. My name's Ron Quillen. My address is 13396 West Virginia Avenue, Goodyear, 85395. That's in the Palm Valley area. I had the displeasure of doing business with your planning department this first part of this year. I added a simple 146 square foot extension on my garage to make a workshop. It took at least 4 weeks longer to do the job than what it should have taken because of delays with the planning department. Samples is they required that I put in a 20-minute door between my garage and the workshop. The inspector comes out to inspect. He says, you don't need a 20-minute door, so just put in a standard door. As a matter of fact, he says you don't even need a door. 2 days later, he comes by, the same inspector, writes us up because we don't have a 20-minute door. So we go to the planning department, talk to Mike. Mike says, well, actually, it was Mike's idea. We had to put the 20-minute door in the first place. I wanted a slider door. He says, well, it is actually an extension of the garage, so I guess you don't really need a door. So this makes time that my contractor had to go to the planning department time and time again. At one point, he sent home the second visit that he went to the planning department, my contractor did, he sent home 15 pages to be filled out. This is a 146 square foot addition, a very simple project. The first 10 pages were stapled together. They call for a special inspection. I had no idea what he was talking about. My contractor had no idea what he was talking about. So from my house, we called Mike and, oh, well, that didn't pertain to my building. He was sorry. The next thing was 2 of the pages didn't pertain to my building either. The last 3 had some spots lined out. We couldn't figure out what he wanted put in the spots. So Mike says, okay, well, let me take a look. So he's taking a look. And he says, well, I'll have to get the book because I really don't know what goes in those spots either. And what it ended up being was retaining to that were a 3/4 inch water line coming into the house. Now, I live in Palm Valley. Every house in that Palm Valley's got a 3/4 inch water main. So it's just been delay and time factors, and time is money. I just think that your planning department needs to get together, figure out what to do. My architect has been doing business in the valley for 30 years. At one point they said, well, the architect here has no idea what he's doing. So I don't know what kind of rules and regulations that are extra in the city of Goodyear that we don't have in the rest of the valley. But in the same process of doing my building, my contractor did 2 garage extensions in the county that took a total of 10 days, including the weekends, to get the time factor through. At one point, we had 8 little write-ups, so we took care of those. The inspector says, get it back to me. I'll turn it right around because it's a small item. We go back in 2 days, which was supposed to come up. Oh, he says, that went back to the bottom of the stack. It'll be 7 more working days before you get your contract back. And each time you do this, even though he has a red line on one page, you have to submit 3 copies of your planning each and every time. That means going back to the architect, he has to make new drawings, has to make the small little corrections, and then we have to wait from the bottom of the stack again to get this done. So that's my comments on it. I don't know if there's anything you can do about it, but my contractor is reluctant to do business in the city of Goodyear because of the time factor just from the planning department. I'd hate to build a 8,000 square foot home here. Anyway, thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you very much, and we're sorry for the disappointing experience, and it will be investigated, and Mr. Fischbach will get back to you and us, okay?
Yeah, I'll be available. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I do have another speaker.
Okay.
Roger Matlin.
Good evening, Roger Matlin, Goodyear, Arizona.
Evening.
You know, tonight I was watching your earlier meeting and sick to my stomach, laying on the couch in excruciating pain. And I realized the pain was only going to get worse watching the meeting on the internet. And I had to come down here and say something because I have had it with the city of Goodyear and our city council. You were discussing expenditures for our city, and you were talking about this, the city center. You know, after 20 years of being an underwriter in the banking industry and being a whistleblower in the banking industry, working for one of the largest banks in North America and refusing to break the OCC regulations, it makes me sick to my stomach to see that our city council seems to be as corrupt or as ignorant as the banking industry. You guys make Bernie Madoff look like a saint.
You're going over the line, Mr. Matlin. Please state your point.
Good.
Please.
My point is you, as a council, need to resign. You are a disgrace to the city of Goodyear and to the residents of Goodyear and to the taxpayers. Spending $330 a square foot for an office building and the kind of terms and conditions you were talking about are ridiculous. What in the hell are you people trying to do to the taxpayers here? Get a grip. Get over your goddamn egos and start servicing the taxpayers. Hey, Frank, don't look down. You're a real estate developer. You know what I'm talking about. It's absurd. A 4-story office building for $335 a square foot in this market? Are you out of your mind?
I'm not.
That is corruption. And I am sick and tired of seeing this kind of bullshit because I dealt with this with the federal government and helped them bust these bad banks. And I'm watching you guys, and you guys are even worse than these banks were. You were a shame. You are a disgrace to this city.
Just a quick comment, Mr. Matlin. As the chair of the meeting, I really would ask you to be more professional in your presentation before us. I certainly appreciate the fact that you do apprise us of your opinion of our particular manner of operation here, but words such as corrupt just go over the line. They aren't helpful to our citizens. They aren't helpful to us. They aren't helpful to you. And, you have a lot of experience. You're a very smart person. You sort of denigrate yourself with the use of those terms.
I came to you
had your
2
chance,
years ago and provided my information and tried to help with the process, and you disregarded it. And I tried again over the years. I've just gotten to that point where, as a resident and a taxpayer, I just can't take it anymore.
Okay, you made that point. Thank you.
It disgusts me that you're continuing on this way.
Do we have any other speakers?
No, Mayor, we do not.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll move to the consent part of our agenda, and I'll ask the city clerk to read items A through H with the exception of G. Okay, thank you.
Item A, approved draft minutes of a regular meeting held on March 8th, 2010, a work session held on March 10th, 2010, a regular meeting held on March 22nd, 2010, and a work session held on March 29th, 2010. Item B, approve a request from Randy Goose, representing Walgreen Arizona Drug Company, for a new Series 10 liquor license number 100-76026 for Walgreens number 12334, located at 1654 North Pebble Creek Parkway, Goodyear. Item C, appoint Kathleen Short to the Planning and Zoning Commission to fill the term vacated by Sherry Loretano, which expires on January 31st, 2013, or until her successor is appointed and qualified. Item D, adopt Resolution 10-1368, authorizing the city manager or his designee to execute the intergovernmental agreement between the City of Goodyear and the City of Phoenix for participation in the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Item E, accept the easement agreement for monitoring well associated with the Rainbow Valley Water Reclamation Facility. Item F, approve a 3-year extension to the waste management contract CON-CX-0580-A1-08, which provides the city's all-inclusive solid waste recyclable materials collection service. And item H, approve a trademark licensing agreement with the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone in the public wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? Would anyone on council wish to remove an item from the consent agenda?
Mayor, I just have a quick question on H.
Go ahead. On H?
On H. Who would I answer? Oh, just quick, I like the idea of the logos of the Reds and the Indians. Do you expect any maybe significant, from a marketing standpoint, revenue the city as a result of that, or do you know any?
Mr. Mayor and the members of the council, I think Mr. Svets could probably answer that. I think the intent is probably no. I think the intent of this agreement is more or less to allow us to incorporate the Reds and Indians marks into the use of our spring training marks. So it's really a joint use agreement, allowing them to use our marks, allowing the city to use their marks, realizing all the restrictions that Major League Baseball places upon the use of those agreements, of those marks. So, short answer is no. But Mike may disagree with me.
Mike's adjourned. Okay, that's all I had, Mayor.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, I did have two comments. First of all, I would just like Kathleen Short to stand up and be recognized. She is the person that the committee had chosen for the planning and zoning, and even though she's on consent, I just wanted everyone to recognize her. And also, H, myself, I did have an issue with. I do understand the trademark, and I agree to that. I do hope that in the future, I was disappointed in seeing that we do not, with this trademark, have the ability to market that trademark in the sense of merchandising. And I think that that's something that we should work on in the future with the Reds and the Indians to be able to do. But I will as for the, what do you call it? What do you call this again? The trademark licensing I do agree with. Thank you.
So you don't want this pulled right now? Right?
No, I don't want it pulled. I just think we need to work on it.
Okay, could I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda? Excepting for G.
Except for G.
Second?
Motion from Councilmember Cavalier and a second from Councilmember Pizzillo. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Sousa?
Aye.
Councilmember Cavalier?
Aye.
Councilmember Osborne?
Aye.
Councilmember Pizzillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Loretano?
Aye.
Mayor Kavanaugh?
Aye.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. We'll now move to our business part of our agenda. We only have one item on the agenda, and that's to consider approval of mayor and council committee assignments. And Paris, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As you see on Elmo is just a list of the committees as we have documented them up to date. And the reason I'm here this evening is because as a result of Robin Toniak's resignation and Councilmember Loretano coming on the council, we had to reassign committees. And I just wanted to take an opportunity, if you've already had a chance to look it over, just to decide if these were committees that everyone agreed to, and then just to approve it.
One question I have is, why do you have open opposite the various names?
Oh, open just meant that it's, for example, like Councilman Cavalier, he's target areas north subdivisions, is that there's no term to that. He's adopted that several years ago, and just like you.
Okay, well, all right, fine. So the three opens that are under my name, I'm still on those committees?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes. It's sort of at your will and pleasure that you serve on them.
Yeah, fine, okay.
Okay, thank you, Parrish. Comments from the public? Could I have a motion to approve the mayor and council committee assignments?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Councilmember Souza and a second from Councilmember Osborne. Council discussion?
I have enough on my plate.
Okay, all those in favor signify by stating aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, 6-0. And we'll move now, any comments or reports on current events by council? City manager.
I don't have anything this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, and any inquiry of staff by council member? Councilmember Cavalier?
Yes, several questions I have here, if we could get some answers to some of these. And one of these is Cedarville Avenue has been closed for about 3 or 4 months, some kind of construction going on, and I can't seem to get any answers as why it's closed, or we haven't done anything that caused that. I mean, I don't know of any projects that the city has done. Why is that still under construction?
I will verify this and let you know for sure afterwards, but it's a Maricopa County project, and they are doing the road widening of MC 85 and the new intersection across the tracks in that location.
Oh, so that's what's causing that?
Yes.
Okay.
But I will verify that and let you know.
Then there's the affluent line from 156th Avenue Reclamation Center that is supposed to be going on to the river, and that thing has stopped. Construction on that has been stopped for the last 4 weeks. And we have a budget on that of just a little over $800,000, the max. Is there some reason why we can't continue with that?
Not that I'm aware of, Dr. Cavalier. I will make sure to check on that and follow up tomorrow.
Okay, because that could cost us with all those big cats, all that big machinery is just sitting there doing nothing. And then we need to be looking at the revitalization of older areas of Goodyear. Insumet, as an example, it's an eyesore. It's down there by a commercial buildings. It's next to the Reds area, and it's really bad, especially like today when the wind came up. The smell and the dust from that thing is terrible. So that needs to be looked at much more closely. And the air levels, I don't think are acceptable. At least they smell pretty rotten. And then last question had to do with part of what we did in the work session, but I thought I'd save it for later. The city center area, is that still being used for to perk the aquifer?
No, it is not.
That's
been abandoned.
That's been abandoned. So how are we getting the water back down into our aquifer? Isn't there a...
Charles, could you come up and answer that, please?
Currently, we're not recharging at all.
Charles, make sure to come up to the microphone, please. Thank you.
Mayor, members of council, when we abandoned the SAT site,
Yeah.
coming on 2 years ago now, I think,
Yeah, I thought we did.
our ability to recharge at that point ceased. So we're working on a number of options. We do get some reused credits for the flow that goes to Palo Verde. We'll get some reused credits when we start to develop injection wells down the road in the future. But currently, we're not getting recharge credits from that site.
So we're not getting any recharge credits at this time?
No, we are not.
Isn't that hurting us?
It is. In the long run, it does, but we have enough credits built up so it does not affect our 100-year assured water supply. So we're fine in that sense.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further inquiry of staff, I'll close this meeting, adjourn it, and